In this exercise tutorial, I'm going to be taking you through a single leg squat partial variation, otherwise known as a partial pistol squat. So one of the things that we're going to be focusing on today is not doing the full range of motion, and this is a regression on a pistol or single leg squat. So it's for those that can't quite do a single leg squat or single leg pistol squat. They're looking for an aided variation and something without the range of motion that makes it a little bit easier. It means that we can progress on to that variation at a later date once you get comfortable with this one. So that's number one, somebody that wants to do that pistol squat or single leg variation. Another person that's going to benefit from this is those with certain knee injuries or gluteal injuries, those with knee tracking injuries. This is a fantastic exercise that could be put into a rehabilitation plan. So firstly, when we come into the squat, what we're going to be doing is we're going to start off in a completely different position to a usual squat. So with a usual squat where your feet are hip width apart, we're actually going to bring the feet completely together. I'm a slight step away, a very small step away from the bench behind me, and that's what my glutes are going to go on to make this exercise easier. Now choose which leg that you want to work for your single leg squat. Whatever leg it is going to stay in contact with the floor. For this variation, I'm going to use my left leg, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my right leg out the way. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my hips back, and as I do that, I'm going to try and keep my knee, the left knee here, in line with the second toe. So I'm not coming in with the knee or coming out. I'm trying to keep it tracking nice in line with that second toe. Use a mirror for feedback if you're somebody that does want to make sure that you're doing that correctly. And if you do it wrong and the knee starts moving everywhere, don't worry about it, because the more you do this, the better you'll get with knee tracking. So from here, one leg's come out. I'm now going to come back nice and slow until I touch the bench. And then in this position, I've got my foot on the floor here. I'm going to come back up. So let's try that again. One leg comes out, you get your balance, and then from here, coming down, heel touches the floor on that right leg, so the leg that wasn't doing the exercise, and we come back up. Every time you do that, that's going to be one repetition. So what we can do is, if you find that that becomes easier, but you still can't do a single leg squat, try to start to do both without the foot touching the floor. So when you're coming up in this position, don't have the heel on the floor and come straight up, as well as you can raise or lower the position of this to make it easier or harder. So the higher the platform that you're squatting onto, the easier it is if this is too hard. And you can also make it harder by lowering the platform that you're squatting onto as well. That's how to do a partial squat for single leg variations, as well as a single leg pistol squat variation in a partial range of motion.